All right. I swear though, if this video ends and I go on Runeterra and the patch ain't up, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Darkened Saga Awakening expansion reveal stream. I'm Casanova, joined by the Blevins this time. It is going to be so.
Do you guys want this chat here,
hanging out with you today,
or should I
hanging
full
out with
screen
the
it?
rest of the chat. We'll get to talk about some of the new
Yo,
and exciting.
I got you.
things
Thank you for
coming
this.
up.
cheered
Blev, how you doing
X100.
today?
Make the stream louder.
I'm feeling great. We're here. We are
Full
ready
screen?
to talk
Good.
about some new stuff, Casa, and I could not be more excited.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the new stuff, today we're going to showcase a new card type, a new champion. We're going to even have some conversations with from some developers about some insights going deep in.
Louder?
Yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, we all the time we get, obviously with new expansions, we get new champions and new cards, but new card types, Casa, we don't always get to see. So I'm particularly excited to see these new card types and how they're going to interact with obviously more of the new cards, as well as what we have already in Legends of Runeterra.
Well, and they're always big on shaking things up, right? Landmarks did it, attach units always did it, right? So it's always fun to see these kind of new
Forgot about
types
attach
come in.
units.
And of course, this is the Darkened Saga, so Darkens are going to be
Dude, unless
playing a very
awkward.
big
Really?
role in
Casanova?
all the things
I think he
we
does a
talk
really good
about
job.
today. Right, yeah, I mean, the Darkened Saga, but then we're out here with like no Darkens at all. No, of course. The Darkens are going to be the focus of today, and that's really exciting when we start to think about new card types. Darkens are, you know, those kind of sentient weapons that kind of take control of people.
Thank you for the 4 months, Imperial.
It's awesome. And really, all that's left, Blev, is for us to kind of hand things off.
His hair
to
is a
some of the
little wild,
developers that
bro.
worked on this set,
We can't
John
throw
Mormon and
stones
Tyler
in our
Morgan,
glass house
to
over here.
kind of reveal that new card type for us.
Hello, everyone.
That's
I'm Tyler
Kayn,
Morgan,
yeah.
one of the lead designers for the upcoming expansion, The Darkened Saga Awakening.
I'm John Mormon, another design lead of Awakening.
Hey, John.
We're here today to reveal a new card type that's going to be coming in the next expansion, Equipment.
And to, equip you with some insights. Equipment cards will show up in every region, and they work a lot like attach units, where they grant
Equipment?
stats and keywords to whatever they're equipped to. Take, for example, Arya here, who'll be playing the part of a jagged cutlass. Well, Arya is equipped to me. I get stats from her.
Yo!
But once she becomes unequipped, the stats
Yo!
fall off.
However, there's a few key differences. Equipment cards cannot be played as standalone units. Second, they can be played with spell mana once per turn, but will pass priority like a unit or a landmark.
Spell
Now that we have the
mana.
basics of
Okay.
equipment down, let's check out some gameplay. Here we have Draconic Bands, which grants additional stats to the unit equipping it, along with Fury. and the
Glorified
Dragon
attach?
subtype.
No, dude, equipment's sick.
It's a pretty
Like,
straightforward
if you played
card,
Magic, like,
but
equipment's
let's dig
tight.
deeper and see how equipment combos could play out. First, we're going to equip our Saga Seeker with Draconic Bands. Now we can attack, but wait, what's this? With Draconic Bands giving Saga Seeker the Dragon subtype, we can now combo our Dragon's Clutch on top for some extra bonuses, making
Can
quite
you
the
move
stack
the
size.
equipment? It seems like you
Equipment can be
probably
switched
can't.
between units in a variety of ways. Hey, sharing is caring, right? First, anytime an equipped unit is removed from the heat of battle, equipment cards will unequip and return to your hand, giving you a chance to replay them onto another unit or onto the same unit again. However,
It's like
if you
attach,
play an
okay.
equipment and unequip it in the same round, you won't be able to play it again until the next round.
Wait.
As
You can
our
unequip it.
landmark,
I heard that. I heard that.
Counts down and creates a +4/+4 Treasure of the Sands.
Oh, but like if it
You've got a
dies, you
choice
can't
to
play it
make.
again.
But
Okay.
luckily, it's an easy one. Let's equip Renekton with Treasure of the Sands to help him deal even more damage. With a little combo magic here, we can even level up Renekton in one strike. See you in a crock a while, Massus.
Keep in mind that no unit can double up on equipment and an attach unit. Riven here has a Papercraft Dragon attach, but when we equip her with Darkened Ballista,
The Darkened
Dragon flies away
Ballista?
along with our double attack.
That's a dope name.
Speaking of Darkened Ballista, let's dive a bit deeper into that.
Okay.
Darkened Ballista is one of many Darken equipment that will be coming in the upcoming
I could
expansion.
deal 1 to your
Darken
Nexus.
equipment cards are interesting in that they'll present you a choice when played. If you know the Darken lore, you'll know that power demands a hefty price. These weapons can either be played as equipment at a lower cost, or as units
You
with
see that?
powerful effects.
Look at dual
Darkened
cards.
weapons are
You
just
either
one of
play
the
the cheap
Darken
equipment
related things
or the
coming
big ass
soon.
unit. That's so
The
sick.
team is super excited to start exploring the Darken and their lore through Awakening. You may have noticed that this release is called the Darken Saga Awakening. And just like a Darken weapon, Awakening is just the beginning, and we'll be exploring much more of that saga throughout the year. I guess you can say things are about to get dark and edgy.
That'll be it for us, but make sure
Haha.
to tune in to spoiler season as we reveal more equipment interactions, and a host of new champions and other cards.
Speaking of hosts, Back to you, Cass and Blevins.
Can you silence it?
Thank
That's a
you,
good question.
John and Tyler, for that awesome kind of walkthrough of the new equipment type of card. This is so cool to see kind of weapons being added to the game. Equipment, you know, we
said you
got
could
to
silence?
see a sneak peek on the
That's sick.
Darkened Ballista, which is crazy. I mean, Blev, I know you're very, very excited about equipment.
Yeah, equipment is super cool. I mean, it's always something that feels like it should be in these types of games, right? But a lot of games don't always start with it because it's a little bit complicated, right? But you're able to enhance, obviously, your units with the bonuses that the equipment have, and of course the natural.
Are all the
comparison
equipment
is
main
gonna
deckable?
be
I'm
to
gonna assume
attach
no.
Units, but we saw that Darkened Ballista, and yeah, you may think it's like attached, but it's kind of not.
There's
because
probably like
the
a
attached
landmark
unit is
that when
always
it
the
counts
same.
down,
You're
you get
always
an
getting
equipment.
that
There's probably
same
like
papercraft dragon
cards
or
that give you an
same,
equipment or something.
you know, another attached unit. But the Darkened Ballista is it's much more like Twin Sisters or the Tellstones to me, Casa, where it's very modal and the modes are all very different. You either get that early game power with the darkened weapon, or you know, later game when that weapon has come back, when that equipment has come back to your hand, you get to play out a big unit and potentially end the game with it.
Yeah, you either get that Darkened Ballista, the early game power, or you get the 8-drop Naganeka of Zaretta.
People are
This
mentioning
is
Ornn
a new
in
Darken,
chat.
right? Like, I'm so giddy about the
I
lore. 'cause
was really
love
worried
the
about
Darkens
Ornn
in
because
the
he's one of my
Legends.
favorite
I think it's
champions.
cool. And then
And I was
getting,
worried he
you
was just
know,
going to give people
Legends of Runeterra,
keyword.
which is
But
one of
now
my
we
always favorite
know
things, is
he's
that they
not
add
just going
all
to give
this
people
new
keywords.
lore
Yep.
in,
He's
and
going to
we
have
get a new
sick-ass
Darken.
equipment.
I've even been told, you know, hey,
Probably.
we might be seeing more Darken equipment and followers in this set as well, which is so awesome to even think about. I mean, what deck do you think about when you think of that Darkened Ballista straight away? Because it strikes the strongest enemy every single turn.
Yeah, I mean, that for sure. It definitely does that. I mean, we could see maybe some Yetis come in. I mean, I always love the Yeti sub theme. I mean, maybe it's a meme, but I mean, being able to have that sort of mode, and the equipment in general, of course, works with Faded. You know,
true.
maybe we see Pantheon pick up some darkened weapons and really go to town. You know, with all those extra keywords that he gets as well.
Well, that is super cool. I mean, you know, this is spoiler
Was
season.
supposed to do
start,
one-way
right?
strike?
This is
I don't
the
know.
reveal.
Yeah.
We're
I
gonna
only
be
saw it for like a
revealing
second.
things throughout the day, and I feel like, you know, we've got Darkins, we've got
But he's got like
champion
8, like
that I
I
said
think
we
it
were
was like
gonna reveal,
13
and
health or something.
I'm looking
That's
at
right.
you and I. We look pretty spiffy in this red and blue
Ah,
here. I
they
wonder
did a Kayn
if there
thing.
might be a champion
I
somewhere
get
out
it.
there that these colors potentially pertain to. I don't know. Let's go take a look. Let's see.
The child is gone. The killer remains.
Sick art.
They will fear
Cultists.
my name.
Once you summon cultists, you get Kayn. Okay.
Cowards hide.
Yo, that stat line though.
Yes.
I can't read the cards these fast.
Do not seek redemption.
Pick an allied Kayn, pick an enemy. Any challenges? I like his equipment. Where he just gets a +1 every time he attacks.
The rage. Let it loose.
Okay. So you get 0 mana 3/6 Kayn on play, flips into one of your choices. Rost. Whoa! Did you see? I didn't see Shadow Assassin. Did you see Rost's ability? When he kills somebody, he heals your allies in your Nexus 2.
The order. Let me hear your scream.
Or himself in the Nexus, something like that. He has Bloodthirster.
Time to reap.
Yeah, that's a chunky boy. That's super sick. New bloody business. I like that we're getting drain champs. That is so sick. Okay, so he stays Rost.
For mercy. Triumph is built on a foundation of death.
Wait, okay, Kayn died and the corrupted scythe popped off. Meaning
Well,
you could
I'm just
you could
giddy.
put it
I
on
mean,
somebody
if
else
people have
afterwards.
been watching you and I for so long, they would
Yeah.
know that every time Someone has asked me
So he's
what
like
champion
extra
from
value.
League I want in Legends of Runeterra. I always
He got
say
recalled?
Kayn.
Yeah, but
I've
like
always
the
said
same thing
Kayn
happens when the
because
equipment,
I
like
was
when
so
the units
excited
die,
about
the
how
equipment
they would
falls
do
off.
that
It goes
kind
in your
of
hand.
double level up situation.
So it's free value.
With, you know, Shadow Assassin and Rost, and just immediate surface level, we see Rost like doing some healing, some overwhelm stuff, and we
Yeah.
see Shadow Assassin. I think I saw an elusive keyword, which is, I feel like
So, like,
the
attached?
flavor
Yeah, but
is
for
already
free when you
so
level your champ.
exciting, Blev.
Yeah, I mean, so exciting to see
build
both
around
of
cultists.
those level 2 champions. Obviously,
This is
like you
Origin.
said, Rost and the Shadow Assassin. I gotta say,
could
Cass,
tutor
I'm
him.
excited about that board. Did you?
It's like
see
it's
that
like
Rost
insane.
board?
You play 3
That was
cultists
sick.
and you
I
just
mean,
draw
ooh,
Kayn.
Might be slinging some coins at that.
Where's our rating on that, Blev? I know everyone's looking for the Blev board rating.
I can't give a rating until I know whether I can click it or not. But just from visual
True.
alone, that is
True.
at least. I mean, it's at least a 9 out of 10.
Okay,
I can get
and if
to
it's
that 10
clickable,
if
it
I
gets
can
the
click it.
10. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yeah, all right, of course. Well, we will see if that ends up being clickable. But Blev and I are going to have some more takes on some of the new things, but we wanted to give a chance to have the developers talk to you all about designing Kayn and fitting Kayn into this game
that's
for the
exciting.
Darkened Saga Awakening. So, going to pass it back to John Mormon and Tyler Morgan to talk a little bit about designing Kayn.
Hey, John, what happened to your beard?
Yeah, John.
What beard?
Never mind.
Okay, Tyler, what's the most exciting thing about Kayn's release?
The most exciting thing about Kayn's release to me is sort of what he represents for the game in kicking off the whole Darkened Saga. He also has one of the most interesting equipment in the set.
But any
The
cultist,
Darkened Scythe growing over time is just a very like resonant fantasy, and being able to maintain it between multiple units is a really cool play pattern, especially when it evolves on his level 2 and becomes, you know, either the Corrupted Scythe or the Assassin Scythe.
Yeah, I love the fact that we managed to get 2 different versions of the Scythe into the game. It feels very like true to his story. I think the most exciting
Is the
thing to me about
Corrupted
Kayn's
Scythe what
release
heals, or is
the
it
start of
actually
the entire
Kayn?
Darkened Saga. I think there's a lot of really interesting lore we get to explore here, and a lot of really like very cool characters. from
Oh,
the
there's your
Dark universe,
cultists.
even beyond the Darken you know already, and I wouldn't
Kayn
say
heals.
love,
Scythe
but,
grows.
there's a lot more
Gotcha.
Darken to
Well, I
find
guess
out about.
Rast.
And a lot of cool, big, angry monsters that are going to be showing up.
How did the team translate Kayn's League gameplay experience into lore?
So when you think of Kayn, the first thing that comes to mind is definitely the choice between the Shadow Assassin and Rost.
That's true.
I think if we managed to make a Kayn that didn't
And then
have
flaming my
this, like,
jungler
extreme
if he
meaningful
picks blue
choice as
Kayn.
part
Yeah,
it, would've
of
been
course.
fantastic.
That's just like
So we started
what
from
you
there
think of.
and then kind of built out from that point. Once we got to a point where we had a Shadow Assassin and Rost that both felt very interesting, it was most of our like challenge was figuring out how to make.
I can't see what these
Kayn's
cards
growth between
say,
those
but
two
it looks like
modes interesting.
Kayn
We
kills
tried
them.
a lot of different versions of it that had you kind of either like trying different level up requirements or doing very complicated things, but it made it so that you didn't get to that choice until really late in the game, and it just wasn't
Seeing a blue Kayn
satisfying.
build conquer.
So we ended
Yeah.
up going with his current level up requirement, which is relatively
Ross,
short,
take
but lets you
electrocute,
get
you're
that
like-
greedy choice right
Yeah,
off the bat.
Raid Kayn with Dark
Day one, we
Harvest.
knew
Yeah.
that he had to be have 2 different level 2s. Like it wouldn't be Kayn and without the Shadow Assassin and Rost.
That was sick
So
animation.
We knew from day one that we had
Scythe.
to adapt that somehow. We tried a lot of different ways to get there. At several points, he had a quest that sort of branched halfway through, or
It's now max
would,
volume.
transform him into a different version based on what Kayn himself did. But those were pretty awkward because they took a while to get going, and also your opponent could control which level 2 you got, which didn't feel incredibly Kayn. Getting a champ with 2 different level 2s into the game really felt like a home run for him. The next step was level 2s that felt like they accomplished meaningfully different goals. So a Shadow Assassin that ended the game more directly, and a Ross that sort of help you stay alive and
That
stabilize
kicks
and carry the
ass.
board, felt like 2 nice shifts in direction. So you kind of reach a point in your game plan where you have to make a choice, and that choice has a pretty big impact on how the rest of the game plays out.
What was the biggest challenge the team faced while working on Kayn?
Definitely his branching level ups. Champions were not meant to have 2 level 2s.
My Kayn
very
theme.
true.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Not what the system was built for. So that caused a bunch of technical problems, and also a bunch of design problems like I talked about earlier. It's figuring out exactly how he should branch between his level 2s was ultimately pretty tough. But it rapidly became clear that we wanted him to level up pretty early on in the game. So
Seen
that
a lot
you
of
would get to
Ross.
make
I
that
haven't seen
choice
any
in
blue
almost
Kayn.
every game where you played Kayn. So figuring out the right way to do that while also balancing his power level was a big struggle.
Yeah, how many different
I
versions
think
of
Blue Kayn's kinda
Kayn's,
just
like,
an elusive
level up
beater, right?
choice moment did we actually go through?
I can remember
boy.
at least 2. Yeah.
Going all the way back in the dev process, probably 10. Kayn went through some iterations.
And the biggest challenge was absolutely when his level up would happen. There's a lot of really interesting things in League around how Kayn levels up, his mechanic of kind of like hitting different targets, whether they're melee targets or range targets, to choose which kind of form he's going to.
You sorry, but a champ.
We tried
Everybody's
a lot of versions
favorite
that were much
card.
closer to this in lore, but it meant that you weren't getting to level Kayn until the game was like fairly decided, and that just didn't feel like Kayn. Like if you're spending most of your game with base Kayn, it's not really doing what Kayn does.
Have either of you playtested Kayn? Who has the higher win rate?
We've playtested Kayn quite a bit. I am terrible.
I honestly have no idea. I kept trying to jam Kayn with Kaisa, which is not a great decision. So it's anyone's guess.
Not a Kayn main over here. I have some other champs from this release that work a lot better for me, and Kayn's not one of them. So I'm going to guess it's Tyler. Can you give us your best
A lot of
Kayn
champs that
impression?
work better in this release.
Can you give us your best Rost impression?
With a sore throat. Can you give us your best Kayn impression?
I don't know Kayn's voice line super well, so no.
Are you Team Shadow Assassin or Team Rost?
So I'm Team Rost. I think in general I prefer
Bet.
bruisers to assassons, so Rost all the way.
I don't play
I'm Team
jungler.
Rost. Elusive
I prefer when
SC,
my teammates pick bruisers than when
and
they pick
Rost does not
assassins.
have elusive. It also just feels nice to kind of like Rost feels very comfy. The Shadow Assassin you're kind of dedicating to ending the game as soon as possible, whereas Rost
Gains
gives
you
just
life?
a little bit of healing and like
He's
sticking
big?
around on the board and being kind of a bully. Just
He's got
feels
overwhelm,
very comfy to me.
which is basically
Although
elusive.
I imagine many players will be Team Shadow Assassin because,
Yeah.
as I said, elusive is cheat.
All right, thanks for answering.
All right, Blev, we have a lot to unpack here. We have a lot of things that I know we want to talk about for sure, seeing all this gameplay. It's so cool to see the different modes. We mentioned the flavor dripping off already, but really the most important question I can ask you, because I heard them talking about it, is can you
No,
give
they're
me your
not
best
revealing all champs
Rost
today.
impression?
Oh yeah, this is a weird talent that I have.
I bet
that
it's pre-recorded.
I realize not everyone can do apparently.
I know. Yep.
Something like that.
There we
know,
go.
Just, little something.
Oh, no.
like that.
Perfect.
Oh, no.
Perfect. Love to see it. There we go. We lost my focus for a second. Here we go. Perfect. Got it back. All right. So let's talk a little bit about Kayn. One of the things that I think might have been missed pretty quickly and we were allowed to talk about is the origin, because of course Kayn is a Runeterran champion. And his origin reads that he can add any card with the cultist subtype. And there's gonna be a lot more cultists coming on the way.
have cultists
for him to add
in-game.
to his decks, but when you play
Are the things that
3
add
cultist
husks
cards,
cultist?
you tutor him. You draw a Kayn from your deck after playing 3 cultists, so you can ensure kind of in the deck building
No.
process that you're gonna try and find Kayn by that turn 5 when you want to get him down a lot of the time. And if you already have him, his champion spell, if you noticed, allows him to strike, which is going to help him level up so much quicker, which I think is just awesome. I love tutors.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely insane. I mean, one of the things, one of the
Tutoring
key
is good.
sort of deck building issues, or not issues, but one of the deck building questions you have to ask is, what can my deck do if I don't draw my champion? Right? Am I building my deck completely around the champion, or is the champion just an addition, a bolster to the deck? And here, Kayn gets to be sort of both, right? Like you can have ways to really heavily ensure that you're going to draw Kayn. Obviously, we don't know what all the cultists are yet, so. But you can really, you're going to have a higher chance to draw Kayn over the course of the game than you would pretty much any other champion, unless you really narrowly build your deck, right? So it's really awesome to always know that you're going to have Kayn,
Ahri with a
and
weapon?
You're going to
Don't worry.
also always have that.
I'm already
ability to
thinking
go
about it.
either way. Are you going to go with the big red
Where's
machine
Warmogs?
of Rost? Or are you going to go the more sneaky
I'm gonna put
way,
Warmogs on
with
Ahri.
the
She'll
Shadow
never
Assassin?
die
Well,
again.
you know that you're going to have that option at some point in the game, and that can really dictate how you build your deck.
Yeah, and I know we heard Tyler talking about Kaisa, right? Like maybe trying to get keywords on Kayn and like always trying to find sneaky ways to make Kayn even better. I was allowed to
Does
share
Ahri
we
proc
have a little
attack
note here
triggers?
that cultist
No.
cards are
proc
along the
strike
lines of play, like
triggers twice,
equipment
but not
to,
attack triggers.
or to get stats, mana reduction, give keywords, a lot of those things. So maybe helping your Kayn become even more powerful, whether he's Rost or
Guardian
Shadow
Angel?
Assassin,
Nice.
In the future. So I mean, what I was thinking about.
Can
a
I
lot,
pay
Blev, is
money
kind of
for them to add
thinking about what
static
decks
shift to
we
this
would
game?
immediately lean to start playing. And for me, I think about multiple strikes, and I feel like getting Kayn with some Demacia cards seems kind of interesting. The level 1, right, of like can we, I mean, there's a bit of a meme to give, you know, field promotion, get scout on your Kayn and immediately get that level up, get a lot of, you know, cranks and buffs. If you went Shadow Assassin, right, you get the +2 every single one of those attacks, which is awesome. Or, you know, even just having the rallies being such a big thing to protect your Kayn. What were some of the things you were thinking about with Kayn immediately?
Yeah, for sure. The Demacia one was definitely there. I mean, every time that, not just Kayn, but anytime an equipped unit attacks with Kayn's weapon, you're gonna get the buff. So rally obviously works with that.
Doesn't he have
one? I'm thinking
4 mana card?
Only, I think maybe
He's
only
like
OGs from the beta and
kind of
early
beefy.
Runeterra
He's
will
coming
know
out with the
this.
next patch.
I want to go back to a
Post
world
seasonals.
where
So like
Freljord elusives was around. And
2 weeks.
You know what? If I can always draw my elusive finisher in the Shadow Assassin, maybe I can build a Freljord buff package. Maybe I can instead give some Targon blessings to Kayn in hand, +8/+8, and then he comes down as a gigantic elusive unit.
Seems
I'm
a
just
little
trying to
hopium.
think as degenerate as
There you go.
possible, Cass. So that's what I want to use Kayn for.
Well, I would love to hear what the chat is looking to build with Kayn right away. I'd love for them to tweet with the hashtag below that you see at the bottom of the screen, Awakening LOR, with kind of what decks you want to build day one on Kayn, some of the things you're really excited for. But, you know, that's going to do it for me and you, Blev, at least for the day here. Blevins, do you have any final words about this show today?
Yeah, definitely super excited for Kayn. Both forms, of course. I am wearing the blue here for the Shadow Assassin, but I think
Blevins will pick
it might be
Rost
a
every
Kayn. I'm
single
not sure.
time,
It's going to depend
even
on
when
the
Blue
deck,
Kayn will
but,
win him the
no,
game.
Super excited for Kayn, and I hope you all are.
He'll still pick
Yeah,
Rost.
funny enough, I'm wearing the red, and I might be more of a Shadow Assassin fan.
Here,
so we
Cass, you can.
we
you can
need
take
to
my
change. We need to swap.
Oh, no, here, this way. Wait, you're not there.
It's not
Okay,
working.
that's
It's
how
not
it works.
working.
We
It's
tried.
not working.
We tried, chat.
Either way, we got to see a lot of the Rost gameplay. So as Blev and I head out, we'll play you off with a really cool video of Shadow Assassin Kayn, and stick around for a little teaser.
It's just like Casanova's League of Legends Kayn highlight video. It's just like a compilation of him playing Kayn.
Give me the darkened weapon or succumb to shadow. This path leads to
Challenge. He literally is Usari. But every time he attacks, he gets +2/+0. Jeez. Whoa! Pick follower equipment from the top 4. Oh, I didn't see it. Something happens if you pick equipment, but I don't know what it is.
The balance requires a watchful eye.
Okay, so he popped the equipment off so that he could add the +2 onto the scouter. You draw it? Okay. That feels bad. Okay. I'm not on board with these gameplay decisions. When you equipped an ally, this game might cost 2 less. Oh my god, I can't read all these cards!
You too will bend. Hush.
Revive the strongest ally. Thank you, Yost.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Embrace the shadows. Be still. Death calls. Finally, my true potential is realized.
That was weird gameplay to show, man. That was really weird. Like, I like Kayn. I think Kayn's cool and all, but like, that was just like misplay central, man. That was not it. Yeah, I feel like people will basically always pick Rost unless Blue Kayn like literally ends the game, right? Showing that the weapon is buffed. True. Yeah, true. But yeah, starting. Oh, they're doing YouTube Shorts. Solve every riddle and truth you shall gain. With Scythe now revealed, 4 mysteries main. Solve every riddle and truth you shall... Okay, so the 4 other champs. That's a cool way to like spoil it or tease it. They're gonna have YouTube Shorts starting in 2 days with the riddles on it. So instead of figuring it out, I can just go to Reddit and let them figure it out for me. That's the way to do it. Nice. Is that it? I think Kayn's cool. I think he's really sick. I think Blue Kayn's pretty boring, but like, you know, whatever. But I think Rost is like super sick. And I think, yeah, what I want them to do is just put up all the cards in like a picture. I think Rost is really cool. I think it's really cool. And I think like the equipment is really cool. That'll be really fun. It's like attached, but like better, you know, better. Card reveal mobilytics. Let's check it out. Wait, I don't go to mobilytics. No, not yet. All right, we'll end it there then. We'll end it there. Because I don't think there's anything else happening. How are we doing on viewer numbers here? Well, 7,500 now. How was the stream doing? Did hella people tune in? $8K, 15 total. Oh, I opened Twitch and the first one just started playing. I was like, yo.
It's over 9,000!
Ranch, thank you for the prime in the 5 months. Scratch, you survived your marathon. Thank you. Yeah, that was it was a close call. All right, I think this is it. Darn. All right, so let's see. How do I? I'm sure somebody somewhere has posted the cards. I think Sunny's looking for him too. Is it on Twitter? I don't think so. You missed the riddle? I don't think they popped it up. They start on the 19th in 2 days. Is this okay just to die from full HP? I should open this up and say yes. I should say yes. Well, we'll turn off on-screen chat for a second. Should be like, yes, this is totally normal. That's the Lee Sin special. Hell yeah, baby. Oh, someone posted on Twitter? Oh. I thought it was all the cards. Maybe Shaco reveal? Maybe. I mean, they're doing all of them. A lot of people are speculating Ornn. Do we think we're getting multiple Darken links? Sent you the cards on Discord. Yep, that looks right. Okay, so I think this is from the leaks, but these are all the cards we saw. Blue Baron, thank you for the 4 months. Have a great trip over to this side of the pond. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. Okay. Gonna zoom in on this. Is that possible? Yeah. All right. On one, pick us up if you sort by new. Yo, Reddit's so fast. I swear to God. Is it like nicely formatted? Dope. Yeah, that's a little more nicely formatted. Thank you for sending me that though. Okay. So Kayn's Shadow Step. This is like Kayn's card. But we saw another one. Or at least I thought we did. No, okay. Oh, this is just Kayn's cards. We'll look at the other ones. Give Kayn quick attack this round. He starts a free attack challenging an enemy. Have we not learned from Cataclysm, man? Have we not learned from Cataclysm? I mean, that's really strong, obviously. 4-mana rally type thing. Especially, like, when he's Rost. Because you have Overwhelm. It doesn't work so well with Shadow Assassin. Because you need second Kayn. Yeah, but you tutor him, right? You're just going to get to, like, tutor the first one. You can put any cultist cards in your deck during deck building. Once you have summoned 3+ different cultist units, draw Kayn. Yeah, so even if you have a Kayn in hand or on board, once you summon 3 cultist units, you just draw another one. Like, you just draw one. This is pretty good. You use it on Rost? I actually don't know. Casper the Spicy Ghost, thank you for the 18 months. Yo, 1.5 years. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. Tutoring is obviously insane. So let's see. Yeah, Origin, auto equip Darkened Scythe. Yeah, attack by +1. So basically, when you play Kayn, he will attack into like a 3/5. Oh, for 5 mana. Okay, I thought he was 4. I was like, sheesh. Oh, normal Kayn also has when I kill an enemy, heal me too. I didn't even see that. I've struck twice. Is level up. Okay, I didn't see that either. Interesting. It's pretty easy to level up with all the strike cards. And then, yeah, and this says, I've struck twice. When I level up, recall me, then replay me, and pick Rost. When I kill an enemy, fully heal me and heal your nexus too. But Rost is going to be a fucking monster, dude. He's just going to be a truck. Dude's going to be big. And every attack, he gets +1/+1. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, also, like, after you level Kayn, even if he has, like, 1 health, it doesn't matter because you pops back to your hand. So you get to replay him and, like, refill up his health, right? Okay, Forsaken Bakai. 1 mana, 2/1. Play Predict. If you pick a Darken or equipment, grant me +1/+1. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a 3/2 for 1 is, like, okay. With a 2/1 downside. Like, if you're playing Kayn, this is really good, because then you only need 2 more cultists to draw him. Yeah, that's pretty good. Any reason not to pick Rast? You're literally killing them with Elusive. Or you need to block an Elusive. Or you need Challenger. Wait, they both have Challenger. Okay, only the first 2. Yeah, the 1-drop's pretty good. That's pretty solid. And it's Predict. True, it's a 1-drop, 2/1 Predict. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Like, just that is, like, just good, right? Yeah, Echo Zillion decks. I want that. Definitely want that. All right. Cultist, 4 mana Demacia. Tough 4/3. Once you've been equipped and allied this game, grant me Scout. Oh, that's a pretty good card. That is a pretty good card. Like, 4/3 tough is... That's pretty tough to get through. Haha. Also, like, Scout's just good, and then so you're hoping that on turn 4 it's your 3rd cultist, right? Like, that way you just draw Kayn. So on 4 you just play Ranger Knight Defector. That's a mouthful. And then you just get Kayn and you just play him on 5. Like, that's what you're hoping for, which seems pretty good. And then they immediately get Scout. We know what Darkened Sight does. Yep, this is the normal one, +1, and then there's the +1/+1 or +2/0. Lol. Okay, looks like we don't have the other cards. Okay. They showed 2 cultists? Yeah, I know. Oh my god, that's so zoomed in. But we can read it. Okay. You guys read that okay? Kind of. My face is in the way. Alright. Tempting Prospect. 1 mana Demacia Burst. We saw this. Well, we saw them all. Pick a follower or equipment from the top 4 cards of your deck. Draw it. Place the rest in your deck. that's really hard to miss, right? Unless your deck's like absolutely filled with spells. That's pretty hard to miss, especially if you're in like Demacia. You could go like Kayn, Sharpsight, Concerted, and that would like suck. But yeah, this is interesting. Like card selection in Demacia. I don't know if you really want this. It's a cultist spell. Never mind. I missed that. I missed that because the tag's on the bottom. You see that? Cultist. So it counts. It counts for drawing Kayn. That's cool. Draconic Bands. 4 mana equipment +3/+3. My bearer is a dragon, and they get Fury. Like, that's cool and everything, but are you really gonna use it? Kayn needs units? Oh. Never mind. This isn't as cool anymore. I don't want to play with you anymore. Yeah, that's less cool. Is main decking Tempting Prospect in any Demacia deck? Not really. It's just like -1 spell mana. And like sometimes you whiff. You know, like I'm not convinced this is actually a super good card. Unless like the deck really wants unless the deck like really wants any specific equipment or a specific follower, like I don't think you really want this. 83 degrees, bro. I wish it was only going to be 83 degrees. Yesterday it was 108. At 4 o'clock in the morning, it was like 78 degrees. Who am I co-streaming with? Oh, we already did the co-stream. I was co-streaming the event, which just basically just means I stole it for content. I watched it. Is it just a 1-mana time trick? Yeah, and I don't think you should be putting time trick in your deck unless there's like a specific reason to. Free Shavakadu. Yo, thanks, man. So yeah, this card's kind of okay, I guess. I don't know, man. +3/+3, only stats Fury. Probably not where you want to be. For those temperatures, your new apartment in hell. This is outside. It's outside. Hold on, I'll tell you how hot it's gonna get today. My guess is over 100 degrees.
It's over 9,000.
Waterboy, thank you for the 1 year. Let's go, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's 88 degrees actually, specifically where I'm at. It's going to it's only going to be 103. Only 103. You can use spell mana for equipment, but like I just don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to do this. +3/+3, no like relevant keyword. It's kind of rough. Let's look at Dark and Ballista though. So Dark and Ballista, 1 mana +2, which is like not very good. Like if there's a 1 mana grant +2/+0 spell, you're not gonna play that. You know what I mean? But when your unit dies, it pops back to your hand. So you can just cast Dark and Ballista over and over again and like make your guys way better. And then eventually one of your guys dies and you're like, oh wow, it's turn 8. Let me play Naga Neka of Zareta. Common name. 8 mana, 5/13 Overwhelm. When round end, the strongest enemy and I strike each other, which is like not a very good card, by the way. Shiver, thank you for the prime in the 4 months, man. Yeah, not a very good card, by the way. But being able to pick which one is pretty good. Can you use spell mana for Naganeka? No, because it says you may spend 8 mana. You may spend 8 mana to play me as Naganeka. It like usually specifically says spell mana. Yeah. So, I don't know. Dark and Ballista is really cool. I like modular cards like a lot. A lot. But I don't think this one's like super good. Our equipment focus speed? No, they're slow speed. They're slow speed. Yeah, it's Rancor. Yep. It's Legends of Runeterra Rancor, exactly. Alright, Heedless Resurrection. 5 mana Shurima. Good old Borima. Another cultist spell. This matters. This matters. Not to Kayn, but it matters to someone. Who does it matter to? Once you have equipped an ally this game, I cost 2 less. 3 mana. Revive the strongest dead allied champion. That's pretty cool. Nasus? Does Nasus care? Nasus doesn't care about cultists. Wonder who it could be. I actually don't know. We know Viego Kaisa, like we know okay, I'm not talking about this card. I'm not talking about specifically Heedless Resurrection. I'm talking about the cultist tag. There's cultist tag on some spells. It matters to Kayn origin? No, we figured out by reading, which I'm very bad at, apparently, because I got it wrong multiple times, is that it says once you summon 3 different cultist units. Oh, but you can play them. I'm just dumb. I'm just dumb. Okay. I was like going in on this. I was like, we could probably theorize what other champion's coming, but nope, I'm just stupid. Okay. Once you've equipped an ally, this game it costs 2 less. Yeah, so 3 mana revive the strongest dead ally champion is like a pretty good card because it just revives Kayn, which is sick. But honestly, I don't think you care too much about this because it's very likely you're going to have 2 Kayns, right? Like, pretty decent chance you draw 1 Kayn because that's how card games work. And then you're always going to tutor a second Kayn. Like, you're always going to tutor a Kayn if you're playing, like, cultist units, which you probably should be if you're playing Kayn, right? So, like, I think tutoring Kayn through his origin will be that consistent since you have at most 6 cultists in your deck for now. For now. I expect we'll see a couple more cultist cards. I doubt they'll just give us 2 cultist followers. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think this is like a Kayn card. It could be really interesting in other stuff, right? Like Nasus loves that kind of stuff. Although Nasus never really played Rekindler. And then the last one is Furious Wielder. 4 mana knocks us fast. An equipped ally strikes an enemy. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. So on stream they'll be releasing more cultists. Yeah, I expect that. It's okay. It's fine. You're probably not gonna play it. Like, bloody business on equip. Yeah, and, like, how good is that? You know what I mean? Like, this is not great. It's like bloody business at home, especially now that that card's like buffed, right? You use Kayn's Shadow Step on Rost? I have to assume so. Like, I imagine the second Rost just becomes Kayn's Shadow Step. Although I do think it gets tinted in color. Or something. That'd be kind of cool, right? If you pick Rost, it turns red. It's blue. Do you have Shadow Kayn? That'd be sick. What's the release date? 2 weeks from today, I believe. What's TLDR on equipment? They're kind of like attached, but not really. They're cool. These ones come with Kayn. Yeah, I think they're sick. Is Bounce Patch tomorrow? Bounce Patch is today, actually. Unluckiest player in the world? I gotta see what the unluckiest player in the world is. That's not very unlucky. Shouldn't come out in like 15 minutes, something like that. Where's the first scythe go when he levels up? I believe it just turns into the other scythe. I think the word different reduces the odds of his tutor. Yeah. I mean, reduces the odds, but like by turn 6 or something, you're probably gonna have tutored him. If you built your deck around it. Or you could just like not gonna build your deck around it. You know what I mean?